Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today I got a present from my wife. It's an LG 40-inch ultrawide monitor. So I'm going to unbox that monitor and set it up on my Mac Mini M4. Now, during the setup of my Mac, I did find an issue that I ran into. Upon research, this issue does affect all M4 chipsets and the ultra-wide monitors, not just the particular monitor that I'm using. So I will cover that later in the video, because if you're thinking of using an ultra-wide monitor with an M4 Mac, then you need to know this information. So let's get on, unbox, and then start the setup, and then we'll talk about the issue that I faced. This is the 5K 2K monitor with a resolution of 5120 by 2160. It is a nano IPS panel and has Thunderbolt 4, which is ideal for my Mac Mini, which I'm going to be using it with. And then removing the other piece of polystyrene is going to give us the stand, the manual cables. Now the stand is very simple, and it is very easy to put onto the monitor. It does have a height adjustment and a tilt and swivel. It's quite a sturdy stand. It's got a sturdy base as well, so for the weight and the size of the monitor, it's very good. Now with this monitor, you're going to get every cable you need, the power cord. You also get a HDMI lead and a DisplayPort lead, the Thunderbolt cable, and also the USB-C. So every cable you're going to need for this monitor is already in the box. And then we do get the instruction manual. Not very detailed, and to be honest, not many people are going to read it. And we've also got the cable tidy clip that allows us just to clip it onto the back of the stand and keep the cables tidy. On the back of the monitor, you can see there are two Thunderbolt ports. These are Thunderbolt 4, and also one of them is for daisy chaining. You have the display port, two HDMI, and also a audio port as well, along with the power. The stand goes on very easily, clips straight in, and the base screws straight into that. So it is very easy to assemble and is very sturdy once it's on the stand. So this is the monitor that I was replacing. So this is a 27-inch BenQ 4K monitor, but didn't work very well with that. It's very easy to connect the monitor via Thunderbolt, switch the Mac Mini on, and straight away it recognises the display. So first thing we'll quickly have a look at is you do get a piece of software you can download from the LG site, and this is on-screen control. It only allows some basic settings like screen splitting, and also you can update the monitor. I'll show you that in a second. So you can choose here if you want to split the screen, and then when you load the apps, it'll use the split scenario that you select. If I open the on-screen controls, if I go to the monitor setting here, I can run an update and it will check if there are any new versions of the software for the monitor. Okay, so now let's have a look at resolution. So if I go into system settings, into my display settings, and you can see it selects to start with a resolution of 2560 by 1080. And this is okay, but the font on this is quite large and you're not gaining a massive amount of real estate. So if I switch to 5120 by 2160, obviously I get a lot more real estate there, but the text is quite small. You could work with it. But ideally on this monitor, what I would normally run if I was on a M1 or an M2 chip Mac would be 380 by 40 times 1620. Now, first of all, you'll notice that's not in the standard list. If I expand the list, it is now there, but the issue is that on the M1 and the M2 Macs, you get the high DPI setting, which will scale it better and give you a clearer text. If I use this one now, the 3840 by 1620, you can see straight away that text is not as clear as it should be. Like I say, if I plug in an M1 or an M2 or an older Mac into the same monitor, I'm going to get this 3840 by 1620 in high DPI mode, which will then scale a lot better and the text will be clear. But I can't do that now because Apple have dropped that mode on the M4 chips, from what I understand. I can only say I've tested this on the Mini M4, but looking at the forums, this issue is on all M4 chips, including the M4 Pro. Now at the moment, from what I understand, Apple hasn't recognized this issue or released any information on it or any fix for this particular issue. Now I can go to the 3008 by 1269, and actually this is what I'm using at the moment, as I just find the native resolution, the text is a little bit too small. Now in this resolution, if I look at my Final Cut Pro, it does give me a lot more room to work in and is usable. If I switch this now back to the 5K by 2K resolution, things are usable, but they're starting to get a little bit small. If I bring up some of the other windows, some of these areas are now small, and I don't like it quite at that resolution. So at the moment, I'm going to have to use this resolution, but I'm hoping that Apple will come up with a fix to allow the high DPI resolutions again on the M4 chip. But at this time, there is no workaround for it unless you want to purchase a separate piece of software like Better Display. Now that will allow you to add in a custom resolution and the high DPI, from what I understand. I haven't tested this, but it does have another downfall that it'll only go up to 60 Hertz, whereas this monitor should be running at 75. So that is the issue at the moment with the M4 chipset and ultra-wide monitors. Not just this particular monitor, any 5K, 2K monitor is going to suffer with this issue. So please let me know in the comments what you think, if you've experienced this issue or you're looking at getting an ultra-wide monitor. And hopefully I'll be able to do an update on this if Apple ever fixes it. And then we can do a comparison using the high DPI mode and see what that looks like on the screen. Hopefully this video has been useful, provided you with some insights into the issue. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon in another video.